welcome everyone. So Heroscape here today, coming at you with some exciting unboxing videos. Before we get to that, again, you'll have noticed the last few weeks we've been doing a bunch of the tournament games. I've got a long backlog of those, so those are going to continue to come out over the next few months. Right now we're finally into ScapeCon, and then we'll get into Gen Con next. There's a ton of good videos. Keep up with them, they're great, but it's time for a little break from that to cover some new content. New content being that of new Heroscape. Today we're going to be unboxing so much fun stuff, so stick around, hang out, and get to see the stuff firsthand, nice up and close, all the pre-painted stuff. Again, just before we get into that, for those of you that are already planning on buying Heroscape or have bought Heroscape, it's out. All of it's available on this website. If you're interested in supporting the channel and you're already planning on buying it, head on to the description, hit that affiliate link, and help support the channel. Many of you already have. It's been amazing. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Yeah, so we're going to get into some unboxing content here. It's been a minute. I'm excited to see this stuff firsthand, have it in hand, check it out, give it a review. Again, shout out to Renegade for sending this stuff. It's pretty amazing that they're willing to do this. And here today to help me with the unboxings is Danrad.
Hi.
Hey, there we go. Danrad's going to be joining me for the unboxing, so we can get his young blood up into the new Heroscape scene. He's been coming to tournaments with me for a while now. You'll remember that he came out to Adepticon, so we're excited to get him in the unboxing videos again. So we'll go ahead and get on over there to unbox the new stuff. All right, first up, you guys, we have the Common Army Pack. The first of two Common Army Packs. These are the premium painted version. We've got the Embers of War, Great Bow Archers, and Scions of Icaria. So first thing that I noticed in picking this up is actually, I feel like the box for this army pack is noticeably smaller. The other army pack boxes have tended to be kind of the same size, but this is actually a little bit narrower, a little bit more slim, which I like, which I think is a good thing. I felt like their packaging was a little bit oversized for some of the packs, and so this feels a lot slimmer, which I think is a good thing. You know, that helps on cost. Yep, everything looks normal. This is, again, I always check the packaging just to see if they've changed anything on how they present it, but yeah, you basically just have the cards represented, the miniatures, all the basic information with a little bio there, so nothing new there. So let's crack that open, and oh my. Hey, holy cow. Woo! First impressions. What do you think? What do you think, Danrad?
The Archer guys are huge.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you are absolutely right. We already knew they were big when we saw pictures.
But I didn't think they'd be that huge.
Yeah, exactly. In hand, these are massive. Holy cow. Let's take a green scale for you. That is a green scale warrior, and this is a Great Bow Archer. Oh boy, great bows indeed. Look at that. And actually, I'm not going to lie, the detail on this mini is pretty good. I'm impressed. I really do like the dark browns and silvers. This is really, yeah, I think this is a really good paint job, honestly. I'm pretty happy. So, yeah, wow, those look good. Pre-painted. Really large base. Let's see how it fits on a hex. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's fitting on the hexes, but there's a little bit of overhang. I mean, that's not uncommon. We've seen that in plenty of figures. But, yeah, that's going right up against the edge of the hex, so. Wow, geez, these miniatures they're massive. Look at that up against the Tikala tree there. So we've got the Scions of Icaria. Oh, I did not realize that was a skull. I thought that was like some sort of orb or like fruit or something he was eating. But yeah, so you've got basically Baby Mimring here, kind of the bronze red dragon kind of look.
Isn't Baby Mimring like the red wormling?
No, technically the red wormling is Baby Zelrig. So this is like Baby Mimring, and then you've got Baby Braxis. Here, if you want to take a look at the great bows here, buddy, you can take a look at those.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, Baby Braxis is the black wormling.
Yeah. So this is Baby Braxis, and we already do have
teenager Braxis.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yeah, maybe this is teenager Braxis. Yeah. No, this is this is definitely, yeah, for sure Braxis. Yeah, and we knew that. Yeah, so this is the bronze dragon, baby mimring eating like a gecko or something, just kind of cool. And then this is the baby Nilfheim eating, not eating, I guess just holding a skull. That's interesting. Not really sure what
Baby Nilfheim.
that's a skull of. So probably a bird.
That's teenage Nilfheim.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, stop mixing them up. Yeah, all the wormlings are baby and these are the teenagers. Yeah, you're probably right, because I think did they say young? Oh no, they just say pompous. Yeah, so these are the teenagers. They're the pompous teenagers right here. Yeah. Okay, so here we have the Scions of Icaria. In terms of their size, they are also pretty big. They're definitely bigger than a wormling. They're medium 4. That feels about right, actually. They're bigger than a wormling, so that does seem accurate. I actually like the paint jobs. Honestly, they look really good. It's a very soft plastic. You can feel there's quite a bit of bend in their wings, so I think that's really good. This is a very malleable plastic. I think that's actually really, really good. The biggest downside to that, though, is that the bases still are that kind of... Oh, actually,
hey, Dad,
these bases might be a little bit harder. What's
Dad,
up? What's up?
I think I figured out why these guys are so big. The cart actually says giant.
No, yeah, they are. Yeah, no, they are giants for sure. Yep. So these bases actually... The Scions bases, no, there's definitely still some give. So I still think these might be the old bases that kind of have warped. They feel a little bit stiffer, but I think they're still the malleable kind, because there's definitely some give there. Whereas they're not completely, you know, like a green scale, but like these original bases, I mean, there's no give. These things are nice and hard, right? They're not bending, which is good, which I think, you know, they've said they are changing to those types of bases. So yeah, there we go. The Scions of Icaria, they're looking good. I like their paint jobs in hand. They feel really good. Yeah, I'm excited about those. And again, if you're looking at cards, we've got the Scions of Icaria here, and then the Great Bow Archers. We've seen these before, but just checking them out again. Great Bow Archers, I think, are going to be the meta archer unit in Contemporary. They're super, super strong. They're our first common figure that has multi-life, so plan on seeing that being a normal part of the design space, I would expect, since they've already introduced it. I mean, we're going to see that more regularly. 6 moves, 7 range, 3 attack, 3 defense, 2 life is just amazing. They get lots of dice to roll when they're stationary, so, you know, really, really solid unit. Scions of Icaria, on the other hand, I think are going to struggle quite a bit in the Contemporary meta. They're a 2/2 stat line with 5 move flying, which is good, and they've got a special attack, you know, so, you know, 3 attacks of 2 can do some stuff, but the 4 range is pretty low. So for these guys, I think it's going to require them to have, you know, someone that synergizes like with them in a way that gives them bonuses, which is possible. I mean, they literally can bond with any archmage, king, queen, dragon. You know, they're gonna have such a wide breadth of opportunity to bond with stuff that you know, any new king, queen, archmage, or dragon that's designed will inherently have a bonding option, which is good. And I think why they're a premium is essentially you're future pricing this unit. You're basically saying, if at any point in the future we get a king, you know, archmage, dragon, king, or queen that's really good with them, we've covered our bases, you know, which is unfortunate because they have to be priced really high right now. There's good bonding options. There's just not like amazing ones. Like there's nothing that's really worth their points at this current moment, but still really cool design, amazing synergy tree that you can bond with, you know, Sodalin, you know, any of the dragons. We don't have any king units that aren't dragons, so that's a really cool opportunity for new design space for king units to come out and to bond with them. But we have queen units, which is cool, so they can bond with Maladrix, who's awesome. So that's going to be fun synergy web there. Okay, so that's our first common pack. We're going to jump in, since Renegade also did send the unpainted versions, so we're going to check the unpainted versions and see how those turned out, and then we'll jump into the second army pack. And now for the unpainted version, which the only difference between the boxes is that it doesn't have that pre-painted sticker here on the right side. Everything else is the same, so we're just going to pop that open.
No, there's one thing that's different. They're unpainted.
That's true. Other than the fact that they don't have the sticker on the box, they are actually unpainted.
Hold on.
Yes.
Is it just me or does those ones look bigger than these ones?
No, they look the same, but you can grab it. Grab it. Let's do a check.
Once they're out of that part, it
Bring
actually looks smaller.
I think they're the same. Yep, they're the same, all right.
They definitely look like they're...
Yep, they're the same. They're the same mold. Yep, so they have them in the same mold, and then when they get produced, then they come out and they paint some of them, and the other ones they don't. So that way, these unpainted ones, they allow people to paint them. In terms of the quality, same exact quality as the other ones. They feel good in the hand. I would say that the overall detail is actually very good. I mean, you can see just cool little details like the little bolts in the armor here and the straps in the armor. You know, that's, I mean, the definition on the muscles, right? Even on the legs here, definition on the legs right there. You know, there's a bunch of really cool, you know, fingers are very defined, even the arrows themselves. I mean, the bowstring, you didn't have any bowstrings in the original Heroscape because that's really tough to make work for plastic, but, or heck, even the arrows themselves, you know. So, I mean, this is, yeah, good quality miniatures, and the unpainteds are on just as good as the painted, obviously, but just not painted. Yep, everything looks good, unpainted, nothing too crazy. In fact, again, the detail's so good on these, even if you just wanted a cheap miniature and didn't want to bother painting them, like, the detail's just so good, you could just play them without being painted, honestly. Some people, like myself, are not crazy about that. I love having painted miniatures, but, you know, the fact that they're so highly detailed does make up for that and help that a little bit if you can't foot the bill for the painted version. So, yeah, no, these are looking good. I'm happy with these miniatures and how they turned out. So, unpainted minis, I will likely do as giveaways because I'm not a painter myself. We'll see. Kind of depends on which miniatures I decide to keep. I might do some custom painting and send it off to someone like Heroscape, who does a great job. He's helped me in the past, so I don't know yet, but for the unpainted stuff, it makes for a nice, easy giveaway on the channel. So again, thank you, Renegade, because odds are pretty good that I'll go ahead and offload this to someone who is as part of the channel. So we'll do some sort of giveaway probably. But anyway, so that's the common pack for the Scions and Great Bows. Let's move on to the other common pack. Okay, and now here we have the other common army pack, the Members of War Krakenling and Gelyrie Vanguard here. This is a long-awaited one because these are very unique miniatures. Gelyrie are basically the fish enemies of the Icaria, which is why I guess they're called the Gelyrie. I haven't done a ton of the deep dive into all the lore behind New Heroscape just because haven't had the chance with all the other stuff going on in life and in Heroscape, so something to catch up on. But basically, these guys are hyper good water dudes, and you can see that obviously in the cards. We'll check those out in a second, but box, everything looks normal. We're getting a common squad of 4 and a common hero, which is actually quite good. So let's see how the miniatures turned out here.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
Maybe those are like one of those guys who bond with like that creepy guy that you said would come out eventually. You know who I'm talking about? Like,
They don't bond just yet. They do have synergy and they do have some sort of movement abilities together, but they don't quite bond. Holy. Wow. Okay. This is not what I was expecting from the Krakenling.
I thought he would be bigger.
Well, I mean, this is already pretty big, honestly.
That does not
Well, first of all, look at the art on here. I did not think that was going to be green on the shell. I thought that was going to be like a light blue to kind of match the the Gelyrie, but that is that's an evergreen, like a shiny evergreen. I love that. That green is cool. And the fact that it's got like these saw blades, it's like it got like this attack, like kind of like, I don't know what you would call that in terms of like a weapon, but it's got like some sort of attack blades attached to its shell. I mean, that's freaking sweet. And then actually, I didn't realize this. I guess I could have assumed it on the miniature art. Again, when you look at the box or the card, you see these kind of blades here on the back, or on the front of the tentacle. I didn't actually think those were blades. I thought that was just, I don't know, a part of the tentacle at the end. I never actually realized, oh, it's actually blades attached to the end of the tentacle to attack stuff, which is actually pretty sweet. So you have like your normal tentacles, you've got your blades on the ends of the tentacles, and you've got like an armor, bladed shell, which is just freaking sweet. So this Krakenling's the real deal. This thing is cool. So yeah, you take a look at this guy compared to like a green scale warrior. Not terribly tall per se. I mean, but just bulky. It's a big figure. Your base is a really large base. So I think, yeah, it's the same size base as a great bow archer. So it's your large base. Still fits on a hex. But yeah, that figure is actually really cool in hand. I love that. Man, it's amazing how much better these figures are in hand than they are in the card art and in just the pictures and stuff. This is really, really cool. Yeah, wow. I like that a lot. Okay, Krakenling, and I like the eyes too. Like, they don't have pupils. I love that. It makes it look so much more intimidating. Okay. All right, Danny. What do you think of these dudes?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, these guys are just crazy ocean fish dudes with spears. This is... Oh, man. Now, I do have to say, at least initially... Yeah, these guys are massive. People were kind of saying that already, and they kind of did look that way. And I think, I want to say that's kind of intentional, because when you look at the Minions of Utgard and the Sentinels of Jandar, they are very large miniatures as well. Like a green scale warrior, though. What's the height on the Gylry warriors, Danny? What's it say?
Medium 5.
Medium 5. Oh, man. Okay, and the green scales, I think, are a medium 4 or medium 5. So, yeah. But actually, the D&D figures, the miniatures themselves, these are from D&D, and their scale is actually slightly different. Their scale is actually slightly smaller than original Heroscape. I think these are not heroic size, and original Heroscape was heroic size. But if we compare it to something like current Acolytes of Revna, they actually match up equally in size to the Acolytes, but we already knew the Acolytes were kind of big. So these fish dudes are quite imposing. Man, these fish wing things are crazy. They're like, oh, that's interesting. They've got like tanks. I didn't realize that they've got like air tanks or something on the back. Oh, I think that's exactly what it is. Or I guess for them it'd be a water tank. That's interesting. So yeah, it's how they survive on land. It's like instead of an air tank underwater, it's their water tank, and so it cycles water probably through their gills. Oh, that's actually a very interesting detail. That's pretty cool. I also like actually how the green fins tie into the green shell of the Krakenling. That's really cool. Oh, and yeah, he's got like a shell for the chest plate armor. Oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, do they each have... Yeah, they each have a water tank. And then this guy's blowing a concha horn. That's so... Well, I assume he's blowing a concha horn. Right? He's not drinking that, right? Maybe he is. He could be drinking it, but I kind of thought... At least my first impression is that because you can blow into a concha horn and make like a a trumpet sound, or like a warning or an attack sound or something. Like that's what I was thinking. So I don't know. I would say he's not drinking. He's probably blowing into it like a horn of warning or attack or something. But yeah, these miniatures are big. They're imposing. They may run into the same issue that the Mesodemons do. But actually these do seem a little sturdier. They're a little bit thicker, and they do seem pretty sturdy at the base here. Oh yeah, and this side does seem a bit thicker too. This model is probably gonna have issues with the spear just a little bit over time, just because it's gonna be top heavy with his hand in the middle and not near the top. But this guy's actually close to the top, so this part won't have issues. This one might not, we'll see. But it's always hard to do kind of these spear long weapon type things with plastic, because they can always bend and break pretty easily. With Mesodemons and Templar, that always can be an issue. So yeah, so that's the Gelyrie. These guys are statted out. On paper they don't look super strong in their defense stats, but they're actually quite good. I think they're going to be one of the staple squads in the meta here soon. So go ahead and handle those squad. What do you think of the cards, Danny, now that you've had a chance to read them?
There's one ability that doesn't make sense on the Krakenling.
Which one?
It's warp space.
Yeah, so warp space is, instead of you moving normally, you can just place him anywhere within 4 spaces.
But his move is 4 anyway.
Right. But
so that doesn't make sense. He could just move.
No, because think about it. If you're down here in the water and you're going 1, 2, 3, can you get up all the way to here?
No.
No, because you only have 4 movement. But if you warp 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can pick 4 spaces and warp there. So normally it would take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movement to get there. But he just warped 4 spaces. Does that make sense? So instead of moving normally, warp space lets you essentially teleport anywhere within 4 spaces of his current location. Pretty cool, huh?
So it's basically like flying?
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
So it's basically he just has flying, but it's not exactly flying.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it, yeah. Yep, it's a good way to think about it, yeah. Yep, so Krakenlings have their little warp space teleport thing. They can Eldritch Switch, which is basically just like the Warforged Soldiers, which is really cool. And then Flailing Tentacles, which is like the Hydra. So these are all very useful abilities that we're kind of familiar with. They all have different names, of course, but these are all, we have precedent for similar abilities, which makes this fairly easy to kind of figure out, which I love. Really good stats. The Gelyrie Vanguard, common squad, so you can have a bunch of these guys. For 65 points, you're getting 4 figures, which is great. 3 base attack is quite good. It's always good to start off with 3 because from height you can get 4, right? And it's even better than you would think because these guys actually make you want to be on low ground when you attack them or on even ground because they get extra defense when you have height on them. So if I'm attacked, right, or if they're on a water space, exactly. So if these guys are here on a water space, or heck, if they're just here and you're attacking down on them there, and I'm attacking down, they actually get +2 defense. So you would rather go same level or on low ground and attack up than you would on high ground. Now, same level is the best because then their defense is always just 2. Attacking up, they would still get the +1, but attacking down, they get +2. So it's actually, counterintuitive on how you normally play Heroscape because normally you want to try and take height. So these guys are really interesting because of that fact. So really cool squad. Much better than you would think, especially because of Tidal Advance. It's basically like the Auric Battle Rush from the Death Chasers of Thesk, but you get to do it every round. So really cool ability. Makes these guys a fun combo. So I've got a bunch of these guys and we'll have some fun with them. Now let's just check out the unpainted version real quick. All right, and now real quick, we're just going to check out the unpainted versions of these. Again, no painted sticker here. So we're just going to crack that box open and get in there. Now, I ended up buying 5 boxes of my own painted versions. So these common figures are very likely going to end up being giveaways, so get excited for that. Okay. Wow. Yep. Still just as high quality as the painted ones. These are just really good quality miniatures. I'm loving the just again the detail. I mean, obviously the painted versions are detailed, but even the unpainted versions still have all the detail, especially when they do that kind of dark wash, or that that dark wash that they add to it. Kind of adds a nice little layer of detail, especially for those that don't want to end up painting their figures. Yeah, these are. Oh man, there's a strong smell of plastic though. That's interesting. Well, it's a new product. Of course, there's going to be a smell. What am I saying? I mean, any new product is going to, come out with a, having been sealed and shipped and packed in hot trucks and stuff. So, but it is noticeable. So that's interesting. But nothing like concerning, I would say. Just, hot plastic over time. Okay. No, so these guys, there's really no major differences between the unpainted and the painted versions, obviously, other than the fact that they're painted. Again, they're all the same molds. And I'm trying to see if there's any other details I missed that sometimes get painted over, because sometimes when you paint something, you just paint over some of the little details and they get lost in some of the paint. But the unpainted version, you get to see a little bit of everything. Well, it's just interesting, like just how detailed the minis are. Like even right here, you can't really see it, but that little tag below the water tank is a belt, like a belt buckle. And so just like the little details of a belt buckle coming around the front being attached to the shell here. I mean, even the teeth, you can't even actually tell very well, but there are teeth here in his mouth. It's kind of difficult to see. I can't even really zoom in very well. Let's see. Yeah, I can't really increase the quality, but you can see the little teeth, notches of teeth here in the miniature. You want to see that, Dan? Which I think is actually pretty freaking cool. I wonder if my painted version. Okay, yeah, they actually, wow. Okay, so they actually did paint the painted version. They actually painted the teeth differently. Sometimes they'll just paint over that and just make it all part of the head. But yeah, the teeth were painted separately. Whoa. So that's pretty cool detail, honestly. This guy's got these shoulder pad armor things. Yeah, this is sweet. Okay. Well, cool stuff. Nothing too much else to say about Unpainted. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Just checking the quality of miniatures overall. I think this is a solid set pack. A little bit large, I would say, overall for the common Gelyrie. I think this is a fine size. The great bows make sense because they're supposed to be giants for how big they are. The Scions are a decent size for being kind of mid-sized teenage dragons, so to speak. But the Gelyrie do seem a bit big. I would say, though, that it's probably based off of the lore that they fight the Valkyrie or the Kyrie, and they themselves, being Gelyrie, are a little bit larger in stature. They're not human, so they don't have to be human-sized. So, I mean, there's reasons to say, hey, you know what, it's fine, it works. But in general, I've just noticed that Heroscape tends to be lately having some very large miniatures, which I don't really mind, to be clear. I think it's awesome, but it's good that we remain consistent, because I know that has been an issue with previous versions of miniatures. So anyway, we'll see how things go. These are pretty freaking cool fish dudes, and these guys are going to be a staple unit on the table here competitively in the contemporary scene. These guys are good. So go out, get your box. Happy unboxing. Danny, any last words? Nope. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next unboxing. See you guys next time.